Hey everybody, Ben for the Bonehead podcast, and we've had the Warhammer preview. It was at the weekend, and as far as Blood Bowl is concerned, it was a dead zero for us. But I'm going to talk to you about what that means for Blood Bowl. And yes, before you change away, I know that it technically means nothing, but what it really means for us here in Blood Bowl land is when is the next time we might get something. Now, before we go any further, I've got to do a shout out here. This is a shout out for Craig Miller. I believe you have a 3D printer, and that means you should print off a Blood Bowl team and get playing. I believe your friend is driving you to work this week, and I think this is a great opportunity for you to buckle up and get into the best tabletop out there. Tabletop game out there. Muppet. And you might be thinking, why does it matter? So the first thing I'm going to jump into is sort of say, okay, there's a lot of you out there who are putting comments saying like, why do you want a new edition? Why does it matter if Games Workshop releases new stuff for Blood Bowl? Well, there's two things really. One, I love Blood Bowl. You, generally speaking, love Blood Bowl too. So it's really more a case of we want something new because it's really fun to get something new. Like, I'm not going to shy away from that, and neither should you. Whether it's a team that you're going to play or not play, it is always fun for Blood Bowl to get some cool new models, some interesting new rules. It freshens up the puzzle a little bit. Whether it's thinking about which teams are right, how tournaments go, how will this team play in a league, how will I play against this team in a league. It's really fun when you get an injection of new puzzle to the meta. It's great. It's really cool, and let's face it, most of the Games Workshop models they've released over the last 4 or 5 years have been fantastic. So yes, I absolutely want more Blood Bowl. More Blood Bowl is more better. It's exciting, it's interesting, and it's fun to get new stuff. But the second thing is, why do I want to see what's coming next? Well, if I'm going to be really open and really frank with you guys, it is July 2025. Blood Bowl came out, this version of Blood Bowl came out in, what, October 2020? And that's an awfully long time for Games Workshop games to not have an update. So honestly, it feels like there's a little bit of a sword of Damocles hanging over our heads to be like, something's coming. And the fact that we've not had anything for almost a year now makes you really genuinely feel like something's coming. And I guess in the spirit of being open and honest, I hope it's a new team. The game plays really great. It doesn't really need a new edition. There's definitely some rules that need tidying up or removing in the way of wildly inaccurate, but generally speaking, the game is wicked. We just want to know what's coming now. If a new team drops, that's wicked. That means that we know we've probably got 6 months where we can just enjoy Blood Bowl for absolutely positively what it is. There's an extra little nugget here for us on the channel where we're like, oh, we want to start filming the next Bonehead Championship, but it's got to the point where it's been so long before a Games Workshop release that we're kind of like, if we start filming an 11s championship, is it going to be new team, new box, something all the way halfway through? Are we going to have to stop and do that? Like, I mean, that's beyond first world problems. But like I said at the beginning of the video, Games Workshop did the Warhammer preview last Friday, which was pretty good. They had some cool stuff, some cool kill team stuff for 40k, a hat for Space Marine lovers, some Space Marines for Space Marine lovers, some books about Space Marines for Space Marine lovers. Oh dear, that's the wrong button. Some Space Marines for historical Space Marine lovers, a tiny tank for tiny Space Marine lovers, and there was some Underworld stuff for Centaur lovers, and the Chaos Dwarves got dropped for Age of Sigmar, which was the most exciting thing because they look cool. I'm impressed. But it was not Blood Bowl. There was also some hero models for Age of Sigmar, a couple of Tomb Kings. Now, these Tomb Kings lads were the ones I was, well, they showed off a Tomb King hat, right? They had a dude in, it's not actually a Tomb King hat. They showed a dude off in an Egyptian hat, and I was like, oh my goodness, we're waiting for Tomb Kings. This could be the Tomb King Blood Bowl team. It was not. And there was also some Space Dwarves. So as far as the preview was concerned for us, there was nothing in it for Blood Bowl, which is, again, totally fine. We don't need anything. It would just be nice to have some cool stuff. But we're going to get some cool stuff in Blood Bowl. And if we're not going to get some cool stuff in Blood Bowl, I personally am going to think we're going to get some new stuff in Blood Bowl every single time. So if we look ahead at what's coming up in the world of gaming, we do have Gen Con coming up at the beginning of August. Is there a date for this? It would be super useful if there was a date There we go. Gen Con is the first to fourth, 4 days, yeah, coming up in August. So Games Workshop is a contributing sponsor. That was excellently timed. Really happy with that. Thank you very much, internet. So it is possible, 9 days to go, it is possible the Games Workshop does a drop spot announcement for something Blood Bowl. Now, the reason I say this is because if you think back to when these boys came out, the gnomes, they were just dropped on a random Sunday morning, and they were dropped on, I say a random Saturday morning. Oh, it wasn't really a random. It was the Warhammer World Anniversary, but there was no preview scheduled. And this is the thing that I think is really important, is there was no preview scheduled. So there was no kind of like, ooh, are we going to get something today? So Gen Con, there is no preview scheduled, but it is a big event, right? It's Gen Con. Gen Con is what, the biggest gaming convention in the world. I mean, there's Spiel, Adepticon. Yeah, I mean, it's right up there. So it is entirely possible that Games Workshop tries to just kind of pop something out of Gen Con to create some buzz. I have low hopes for that one, but I think it is possible. I think what's more likely is if we bounce over to the next thing, and we did talk about this on Blood Bowl Breakfast on Saturday. Come join us every Saturday morning, 9:30 a.m. UK time. Oh, the Nova Open is coming up August 27th to the 31st, and there's a lot of Blood Bowl going on at that event, and we don't know if Games Workshop are doing a preview for that event, but it is a massive gaming event, so it is entirely possible. So we've got 2 gaming events coming up where Games Workshop could try and pop out some stuff for it. So Gen Con at the beginning of August, literally the 1st, and then Nova at the end of August. And the thing for me is, if Games Workshop's going to drop something for Blood Bowl or Warhammer, they are this year. They're running out of time a bit. So if you think about Nova Open, the 27th to the 31st of August, let me get my Windows calendar up here and scrolly. So let's say 31st of August, man, that is a Sunday. So let's say they drop something there. Best case scenario is it's up for the preview on the 7th and then comes out, preview on the 7th, pre-order on the 13th of September, and then drops on the 27th of September. So actually Nova would work if it was an immediate release to line up with that rumor about something coming for Blood Bowl in September. My point of this is, however, the window for the year is closing. Nova, and that's if they hone it through, is coming out in September. More likely they drop something at Nova, they drop something in August, it comes out in October. They drop something in September, it comes out in November. They drop something in September, October time, and it comes out at December. Now, Games Workshop tend to have a release embargo. They tend to not release stuff after sort of the first week of December. They rarely tend to drop. I know if it's a big old release, it will be happening at the beginning of December. So the window of opportunity for them to preview something is declining. We are running out of time this year, and surely we've got to have something for Blood Bowl this year. Now, the other thing to kind of think about is in the 40k realm, so in actual Games Workshops like big territory, Horus Heresy has come out. That's a big splash. Age of Sigmar, they are going to be focusing hard on the Chaos Dwarves now, which, to be fair, do look pretty good. I mean, it's probably just I want new shiny models, so I'm looking at them going, okay, these look pretty cool. They're not the best, but they are pretty fun. So, you know, Age of Sigmar, they've got a new race coming out, a new army coming out. That's a big thing. They're done. Age of Sigmar's done this year. Horus Heresy is done this year. 40k just always have stuff, and I'm not sure how much is I've run out of rumor mindset. Grey Knights, they've just refreshed. Black Templars, they've just shown off. There's a bunch of that stuff coming out, but I don't know how much of a big release they've got left for 40k this year. So they may show, I mean, we've had rumours of the Dark Elves, Dark Elves for Age of Sigmar and the Dark Eldar for 40k. I think with the Hellsmiths of Hashut landing in Age of Sigmar, the chances of them getting anything else this year on a big scale is pretty slow. 40k have just topped up the Space Dwarves as well, so I don't think we're going to see a big cataclysmic 40k release. I think we've got this Kill Team one coming in, which is a big thing for Games Workshop. They do love their box games when it comes to Kill Team because they sell really well, because everyone 40k loves it, and this one's got Death Watch in it and more Necrons. So 40k, probably not any big releases coming. Age of Sigmar, done. The Old World, done with Cathay. Horus Heresy, done. Necromunda, they've got a book coming, but it feels like Necromunda just kind of do their own thing. So I don't know what else is coming this year, but it kind of needs to. So my point of the video is that what this means for Blood Bowl is nothing at the moment, but we've got Gen Con coming up where they could sneak something out. We've got Nova coming where they could do a preview, and after that they'll probably do a Christmas release thing, which a Christmas preview thing, which they'll do some cool stuff for some game and then a load of boxes. So there's going to be a few opportunities for us to have a preview, for us to have a team or something added on. Now, I don't think Games Workshop are likely to have a preview all towards Blood Bowl, so I tend to keep an eye out for these previews, because something like a Blood Bowl team, they absolutely could slap on as an extra into one of those things, and that's, I think, probably where it's going to go. But hey, there's a few opportunities coming up over the next month, so we'll keep our ears to the ground, and it's just fun. And that's why I want something new, is because it is exciting to get something new for the game. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Happy blocking.